Can I get a...
Well, what do you think?
Name flatter so we don't forget who you are. We're all Penn State fans, right? Oh, they must be here for Star Wars. Well, welcome to Salt Lake FanX.
Thank you so much. I just woke up from a nap, so... I think I'm still dreaming, I think.
Fantastic. Well, where should we start?
Let's start from the beginning.
Okay, you were born.
I was born.
You played basketball and musical theater.
I saw lights. And,
Okay, well, let's kick this up. So when you were brought on to The Force Awakens, Peter Mayhew kind of was there to guide you through a little bit and kind of share the role. Did you have any idea that this was going to be something that you continue doing, or was it like, hey, this might be a one-time thing, I'm just going to soak it up?
yeah, I didn't know about the repercussions of playing a character in Star Wars. I thought it was just going to be, get a extra line on my CV, and I get to apply for another job somewhere. And I had no idea. But then of course, as this film, The Force Awakens, came out, and my name was came out sort of somewhat alongside Peter Mayhew's, I realized that maybe this is something bigger. And then of course, when we started shooting The Last Jedi, I was pretty sure that this was going to be something that it's going to go on for a long time because of the awesome fans, you guys. And yeah, I feel so lucky at this point that I've gotten this chance to perform Chewbacca in 4 Star Wars films. The last one is just coming out this December. You might have seen the teaser trailer. And it's gonna be crazy. Yeah.
Do you want to tell me secrets? No.
Okay, you guys got it. So you know in that teaser trailer, no, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
No, I think the story is such a great, ending, or rather they want to use the word culmination of like 9 Star Wars films made over 40 years. So think about that. It's going to be packing up together a lot of stuff and bringing home, I think, this saga, Skywalker saga, and almost feels like, it's gonna be. I'm gonna have tears in my eyes probably in December, because I've been growing up with this stuff. First Star Wars movie I saw in a theater was Phantom Menace when I was 10 years old, and yeah, think about that. And I loved it, and I loved everything about it. And yeah, I saw. Actually, I might have been 12. I can't remember the exact dates right now, but yeah, I've always loved Star Wars, and now to be in one, to play this hairy, fuzzy character, it's a dream come true. I can't say enough about it.
I'm feeling a little like Han Solo at the moment.
Really?
Yeah. Enjoying it too.
Exactly.
Some people want to come and get some questions, but you talked about, you are from Finland.
That's right.
What is Star Wars like over there? I know that in England it was quite big. Was it equally as large in Finland as it was everywhere else?
Yeah, I think Finland, my dad had all the VHS tapes of the Star Wars films, and he showed me those. And yeah, I think Star Wars is in Europe and America. It's a very big thing, and I'm happy.
No, it's great. Because how many of you connect with each other because you love Star Wars? A lot of us get together, we love each other because we have a mutual love for Star Wars. And I think that, once you join that family, you're in that family. So whether you like it or not, these guys are going to be screaming for you for decades.
Exactly. I think it's the fact that when you see something like Chewbacca, what excites me the most about Chewbacca is you can have a scene with almost anything in it. And when you put Chewbacca in the background of that scene, it becomes more Star Wars. I love the power, of playing this character who is so, and because he can't say much, and so it never gets old. he actually really, literally doesn't get old. So on many levels, Chewbacca is a great character to play because he's, he can do so much, but yet he does very little. I don't know. I sound like I don't study any kind of martial arts. I just sound like a teacher or something. But yeah.
So what's it like when on that? How long are you in makeup before going on to the scene? Are you stuck in a chair for a couple hours, or is
No, it's not that intense, but it takes about an hour each morning to put on the black eye makeup with some brown strokes, and then put on the hairy shoes, the hairy suit, and the hairy gloves, and the hairy mask. So it's 4 pieces to that, and then of course I gotta put a belly inside the suit as well. And except for Solo, we didn't have a belly. For all the other movies. And now for 9, they were like, since I became a dad, so they were like, maybe we don't need the belly anymore. I said, we're taking the belly. Because, I'm not taking that from anyone. No, just kidding. Just kidding.
I have to know, the very first time you saw yourself in a mirror, fully decked out, did you geek out at the moment?
I didn't. I was just like so worried that it was going to look right because I wanted it to be just like the original films, and I was like, oh, this looks pretty okay, I was super excited. But the dog who saw me, he freaked out.
Sure it wasn't love at first sight?
No, love.
All right, let's start getting some questions from the audience here. Real fans. You were at Star Wars Celebration last week.
I was.
And how awesome was that? I went to the one before, but not
it was. I think it was my favorite celebration of all time because it was my first. I loved it. Every time they've had these Star Wars celebrations, I've been filming, so I haven't been able to attend. But now going to this one, I mean, it was just crazy. It was 40,000 people, I think, Star Wars fans. Everyone was there. I got to shoot a T-shirt gun from a Mandalorian T-shirt gun. It was so much fun. The panel for Episode 9 was crazy. I think there were in that hall there were 7,000 people, and everyone was crazy and yelling and they liked the trailer, I think.
How do you guys feel about the trailer?
I was really happy to see Billy D. Williams.
Yes.
As Lando. To get to fly with him was another high point for me.
Yeah, I claim to be Solo, but there's no way I can be Lando.
Hey, I was at Celebration too, my third. But I was wondering if you could talk about the different directors in Solo, and like the difference between like Ron Howard and Phil Lord and Chris Miller, and I was wondering, like leading up to when Lord and Miller weren't there anymore, if there were like any signs as to things going, I don't know, bad, I guess.
It was one morning that I said. No, I think it was just it happened outside of our vision. I didn't know, and I was just told that this is what we're going to do now. And it was really those creative differences, like just a different vision that they had envisioned for the film, and they thought that Ron could bring it closer to their vision. And I think Chris and Phil, we shot some stuff, and they were great. But they were doing something, some kind of a version which they didn't want to go on with. So that was, I don't know.
Was it really shocking when you heard
it? It was, yeah. I'm sort of, these things happen, and these things have happened. Star Wars means so much to so many people, and they just don't want to. They don't want to. I guess it's. All these movies are such big undertakings that I don't know. I couldn't imagine being one of those who makes those kind of decisions, and they're such big decisions that sometimes you just have to You just have to make that decision, and you know, feelings can be hurt, but in the end, we got a Star Wars film, and to me, that's what matters the most.
Thanks.
Thank you. Shut up, Chewie.
I just wanted to say one of my best friends is from Finland, so she's totally a Finnish actor, being our generation's Chewbacca.
Okay, wonderful.
I just wanted to know what it was like to have, speaking of Billy D. Williams, we know he is Lando Calrissian. I don't know if you can share any fun stories you had from set, or any interactions you had when you met him, or anything like that.
I mean, Billy was just so, it was great because Billy, he remembered me because I've seen him at cons before, and he remembered me. We were instantly, you know, on a friendly basis, and no, it was just so, it was really cool about everything, and he was asking me about Finland, and I told him all about the history of Finland, starting from the 1900s, and how the land distribution and how that was. No, he was really nice to me, and as everyone who I've met who've worked with the original trilogy, they've been great. Harrison, Carrie, rest in peace, and Mark, and everyone's been super great.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, Lando was, Billy D was here a couple of years ago. And
Oh yeah.
coolest guy in the world.
Yes.
It's like, you're old, but you're slick.
Exactly. And really, he didn't have a choice regarding like betraying Han Solo. I mean, he didn't have a choice. You people should just drop it, okay? I'm just kidding.
It's okay, he redeemed himself. He came back, and, you know, really not the, yeah.
I think he finally got to say on that stage at Celebration, he finally got to address the world with that. Did anybody die? I love that. It was so great. Really, nobody died. Although some people, but you know. Next.
So I was wondering what your relationship with Harrison Ford is behind the set.
Well, Harrison was great because he loved having a good time, and I don't think he likes, you know, people, you know, pretending around him. I think he loves to just come in and do the work that needs to be done, and then you've got something like a funny joke you want to say, that he loves to hear it, because who doesn't love a good laugh? And yeah, Harrison was great to work with. I haven't kept in touch with Harrison after the movies because I don't want to impose, and he's too busy, you know, enjoying flying and all the kind of, you know, all the kind of stuff he loves. I just remember having a good time with him. And one time I asked JJ, why am I turning to look back? What is the, am I looking to see if someone's coming or something? What's my motivation here? And Harrison turns to me and said, you don't know? You do it for the money, of course. That's when I knew why I was turning, and that was great. He was joking, of course, but stuff like that is so fun. Thank you.
Let's see if I pronounce this right. Kitos.
That's perfect. Between me and you, the only two people who can understand what you said, it's great.
So thank you in Finnish.
Finnish, thank you.
I was wondering, what's it like being cast as a masked character, and what will your work look like moving forward?
Well, for me, I mean, since I didn't get the Creed 2 part, this is actually a great movie. I watched it on the plane. But I still think I could have done a good job. Yeah, I'm just gonna, you know, go forward and maybe, you know, work with Dwayne Johnson or someone. I don't know, start low, as I always do. And I don't know. I want to really get outside of the suit and to get some, you know, comedy or action movie parts. Those are going to be on next for me, and hopefully soon. I'll get to go at it.
Well, it's interesting because your height for Chewbacca is a wonderful thing.
Yeah.
But in other senses, it can limit actually the number of roles that you're able to play.
I know. It's not the most traditional thing, but there can be taller characters. It looks great. Maybe not for a traditional love interest. They would have to find someone who's really tall.
Hey, love finds a way.
Exactly.
Hey, I was wondering, do you have any stories from the set with Carrie Fisher that you could share with us?
Carrie Fisher, okay. Yeah, I just remember how she was very supportive of us younger cast members coming in, and just like she gave me lots of good advice on how to pursue my acting career and what to do. And she was just so, the same with all of them. They were just so, they have all been so supportive because they have nothing to do. They're just there for the world to have. They're such wonderful big personalities that they hold nothing back. And that's the biggest thing I remember from Carrie. She was always carrying Gary around, and Gary with his tongue hanging out. Just a most wonderful, explosive, character, because she was all over the place. Always made us laugh, for sure. I can't remember right now. When she was there, I was in a suit. Always when I'm in a suit, it's really hard to. When I meet someone on set, Carrie comes in or someone comes in, I'm in a suit. They have a hard time hearing or understanding me as it is. But when I'm in a muffled, so you can't really. It's really hard to keep a conversation up, So that was what's mostly for me. It's really hard on set to again. But she did invite me to her birthday party. And from there, I have a Harrison story. I was sitting down. Harrison comes in, and all my friends are there. And I was like, "Hey, everyone, let's meet Harrison." We started to get up. And, "Don't get up. It's scary." He really meant it. Next. Thank you.
Hi. So, since you're the co-pilot of the Millennium Falcon, did you personally have to learn anything about piloting for the role? I mean, space piloting is different from flying a jet or an airplane on Earth, but did you have to learn or do anything special as far as that?
Not really, but there have been some scenes that we've talked about, like what is the angle of the bank like? Are we banking this way or that way? And where do we lean and to do? So for Solo, we tried to do a lot of that, and I think the flying in Solo when we're going and that big escape sequence to the Kessel thing. I think you see that we tried to get some of the physics, even though it's in space and who knows what's going on. But we tried to pull keep the lever pulling and button pressing. We try to keep that consistent, but we don't always do a great job. Don't focus on that. Just listen to John Williams' music, Just believe it, okay? But it's great, yeah. We really. I think someone asked Harrison once, any tips for me to fly? He said, "What? It's in space." Yeah, he wasn't yeah.
And he's the guy who actually knows how to fly it well.
Exactly. He does know how to
Generally speaking, knows how to fly it.
He does know how to
It's
fly.
the landing that's an issue, I believe.
Thank you. May the force be with you.
Thank you so much.
And takes Muhammad sama terbetua and also
Is everybody finished here?
I'm not finished. I just
to my heart, I guess, and I wanted to ask you what it's like kind of being like the Finnish representation in Star Wars, because I guess Finnish actors are not often in as large of franchises as that, and so it's kind of a cool thing to have someone Finnish.
I think the reason for that, I think it's because the Finnish language is unrelated to most languages of the world. I mean, everyone knows Hungarian, and Finnish is related to Hungarian, or Estonian, everyone knows that. But Finnish, sort of the odd cousin. No, just kidding. Yeah, I think that's the language barrier for Finnish people to pronounce the American language is like harder. So I try. But sometimes the Finnishness gets into me and I start speaking like a Finnish person. It's just like, it's not very heroic if you know what I mean. I don't know, yeah.
Well, you were already kind of in the spotlight in Finland for basketball.
Exactly, yeah, I was a basketball player. Yeah, but not in maybe not in the spotlight.
Well, I mean, you did play on the national team a little bit.
Yeah, I was an up and coming up and coming Wookiee. Yeah. It's been a good ride. I forget the question. You left.
I don't know.
I hope I answered the question. Yeah.
I don't know if you watched it in preparation for the role, but there's a little video. It's called the Star Wars Holiday Special. It features Chewbacca and his family. Do you think there's any way we might see them again? Maybe in a solo sequel? Maybe?
I just want to say, for the record, in preparation for the role, I only watched the Star Wars. No, I didn't watch. That's the one thing I did not watch. I watched the beginning of that, but I don't want to watch it. I just don't want to. I don't know. It's too much. I think it's good that it's not canon, right? I think it's good. What was the question?
Just if you watched it.
If I watched it, yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
No?
Maybe, I don't know. Is that a good thing if you see the Joonas family?
Yes.
I think I would like to see Chewie go back to Kashyyyk. And we would have to kill a lot more Wookiees. And it would be hard, but I would like to see Chewbacca go back and save the home, you know? Clean up those stormtroopers from home. So, yeah. Thank you so much.
You got a lot of tall friends, so
Yeah, exactly. All my friends are tall. You're not 6'10", you're not my friend. I'm just kidding.
I'm 5'7".
You're not his friend.
Peter Oatmeal.
You've graced us with your Shrylock a bunch today, which, bravo on that. Thank you. Is any of you in the final Chewie sounds that we hear in the movie?
I'm gonna say this. Every movie I've, done on set, I do the voice. And I'm telling them, please, if you need me to record any lines, I'd be happy to do that. But because it's been, I don't know, it's been sort of I don't know if any of my huffs and puffs have made it to the actual films. But maybe in the future, you might hear some of some of my sounds. Hopefully in 9. You never know. Thank you. Hey, how's it going?
Going great. So, how long did it take for you to perfect your Wookiee accent, and are there any resources you'd recommend?
Well, I'm glad you asked. We're starting our little young Shuriwook course next week for a price of $9.99. I think the sound is I do a tongue trill, like you're practicing singing. It's a great singing vocal warm-up exercise as well. So I do the, and then I do this dopey. I do that. So those are the two things that I do. And here run with it. Use that to impress your friends. Holy, Chewie sound. Yeah, I think anyone can do it. It's fun. It's a great exercise for the whole family when you're out in the streets. You want to just, have some fun in the mall. There goes that family again.
What was it like when you obviously you and friends were probably...
Thank you, it's a great question though.
Grew up loving Star Wars, and did you kind of, one day, like, hey, guess what, guys?
I mean, I had a good friend who always at Christmas time, he would get all the Star Wars toys. He would have the Millennium Falcon, I didn't get that. He would have all the characters, I didn't get any of those characters. I was so jealous that he had all the Star Wars toys. But look at me now! He's super happy for me that I get to do this. He can't believe it, and I can't believe it. Well, I guess I sort of believe it now. But a couple years ago, I was still baffled by the whole fact. I don't. It's this must be an alternative universe kind of thing. I've been, I don't know. It's just the thing, I always wanted to be an actor, and I never thought, I couldn't conceive a way where I just become, an actor. And this is the way, If you want to become an actor, become Chewie.
I think that only works for you and maybe one other guy.
Yeah, you're right. It doesn't have that much ability. Yeah, you're right. Forget what I said.
That's right. Beat that man.
Yeah. Sign up for Superior Boot Camp though, because it's awesome.
Adopting the Wookiee suit from Peter Mayhew, how was it working with him as a mentor, getting the mannerisms right as Chewbacca, and were you able to adopt and add some mannerisms throughout the series?
Oh yeah. For episode 7, we didn't really have time. We started, when I arrived in London, we started shooting pretty much immediately. I had a couple of days, I think, before we started shooting. And we didn't have time to practice. So we had a brief conversation about it, and then we just went on filming. But between episode 7 and 8, we did this Wookiee boot camp. For 1 week, we watched tapes. I felt like I was in a basketball team or something, We watched tapes. Peter said, oh, there we go. I'm like, okay. So he talked to me about a lot of the stuff that he did and why he did it in a certain way. And his unique physicality played a big part. And I was trying to learn everything I can, like the head tilts and all the kind of what he brought to the movements, because that's what makes Chewbacca so memorable and unlike any other suited character that we've seen. Because in order to have a creature, you need to play it like a creature and not like a man in a suit, because that becomes very boring very quickly, to me. So I always strive for that creature kind of feel. And all the scenes that we do, I'm always trying to think of ways to take Peter's original performance in there. So we have the essence of that, but then also, if I need to do something new, like drink chowder, or something, I'm gonna think how I should do that and what would make the most sense, still paying respect to the original performance. And so that's the kind of explanation of how I approached that thing. Hopefully I answered your question. Wonderful.
All right. So I had a Finnish grandfather, and all the time he would sit there and he would say "Haistanapa" to us all the time. And I was wondering, because he's dead now, so I can't just go and ask him, rude. But I was wondering, was he making fun of me? Does it actually mean what I think it means?
I think after this panel, me and you should have a
I think it means you were illegitimate.
There are a few things I need to tell you. We must start the initiation process immediately. I don't know even what that meant. Are you What did he say again?
Heistanapa.
Heistanapa?
Yes.
That means smell my belly button. That was your dad. Did he take it the wrong way? I mean, it's not as bad as it sounds. Don't go anywhere. Stay with us.
No, he likes to say it to everybody as he says goodbye to people now.
Right.
He says it to people as he says goodbye.
Oh, okay. You can go then. No, just you can stay, you can go. I don't want to, but hey, seriously, Sherry will camp. Join up. Okay. Hey, so you did play basketball. I just was wondering, out of Star Wars characters, what would be your starting 5 basketball team? Oh, this is great. I had General Grievous play center. Chewbacca point guard, because hey, even though I have some mobility issues, doesn't mean I can't play point guard. Okay, who else? Who else? Han Solo as shooting guard, for sure.
That's a mean pick.
Yeah, he does. Small forward, we would have... small forward, BB-8. And power forward would be... Power forward...
That'd be Vader, wouldn't it? I mean, it just...
Yeah, we take... No, let's not take Vader. Because you said it, I'm going to be myself.
I'm sorry, that's my team.
I don't know, power forward, I mean, who else do we got? Who else do we got?
Mooring guard.
Yeah.
I ain't taking that charge.
What do you think the chances are that there might be a Chewbacca movie?
Oh, I don't know, but I'm excited about it. I really want that movie. Everyone get pitching. I really want to see that movie soon. It would be amazing, you know. Granted, we would need some other people as well.
I hear you have a class that might prepare someone.
Yes. Yeah. We need some people to speak English because nobody can understand Sherwook. So.
I heard a lot of stories from the set of everybody getting to meet Chewbacca for the first time and walking into that room, and you, I assume, is who they're talking about. What was that like for you, getting to meet various people brought to the set, and everybody, and you being Chewbacca that they get to meet?
I mean, it's sort of a great thing. I get to be inside the Wookiee suit, but they're really there to meet Chewbacca. So that's, I just do my part as giving them the best experience they can have, and then, you know, maybe catch them at a con later and say, hey, that was me. No, I just love the fact, I love the responsibility of playing Chewbacca. It's so like, I feel like I'm Peter Parker, you know, getting blessed with this magical power of bringing happiness to people. I think that's the way I approach it. It's great, especially with kids. They love the ones that don't run away crying. They are so happy to meet Chewbacca, and that's great because Chewbacca likes kids, and Chewbacca can talk to them like, it's great. Everything is great.
I was wondering if you could tell us about the process of how you got the role as Chewbacca. Like, were there auditions, or did they seek you out, they want you, or what was that like?
That was one of the craziest things. I was doing this corporate video project, and I was filming that, and then the phone rings, and it's the Finnish Basketball Association saying, I'm like, okay, have I pissed someone off? And it's like, hey, we've received this request for a 7-footer with blue eyes to be in a movie part, big Hollywood film. We don't know what it is. Are you interested? And I thought to myself, are these guys kidding me? Is this a joke? And so I hung up the phone. No, I'm just kidding. So I said, yeah, of course I'm interested. So then we sent my my short bio and my headshot, and yeah, it ended up. They asked me, they liked the headshot. They wanted to see me in a video. So I played a caveman, half naked, in my old high school gym. I was also, in addition to doing these video projects, I was substitute teaching in my old high school. So I stayed one afternoon. I stayed back, and I was teaching. What's that called? Gymnastics or PE?
Gym.
Yeah, gym. I was, hey, play some tennis, play some volleyball. I'm gonna shoot my audition tape. And yeah, so I did that, and then I had to play a caveman who gets shot with an arrow to the knee, because they wanted to see if I can act the part where Chewie gets injured, and or something. That's what they were testing. So yeah, that's then it turned out to be Star Wars. Actually, I knew that. I found out because they sent me this NDA form before they sent me the tape, the self-tape information. Before they sent me the scenes, they sent me the NDA, and I read that, and I Googled what the company name was. It turned out to be Star Wars. So, rest is history, folks. It was great. It was awesome.
That was actually my question also, but...
Was it awesome? It was.
I wanted to know, how was it filming while you had your first child and being away from them? Were they able to come visit you? What was your experience with that? Because I saw pictures of him on set with you, and that was
yeah, they came with me to London. For 9, we were living in London and shooting the film, so I got to be a dad in the morning or in the evening, and play Chewbacca during the day. So that was great. But it also made me really appreciate my sleep, because it's really, actually we did sleep in separate rooms when I was working, because we had 2 rooms, fortunately. But yeah, it's just like to bring him on set and just to get everyone to go, oh. We had a great picture of him up on Celebration floor, and he came. I was in the Chewbacca suit, and I lifted him up like Simba. And everyone was looking, and it was great. We have a big sea of extras there in the background, and it's amazing to get to have that photo, and I have it framed on my wall. I didn't think I was going to be able to talk about that photo, but then they decided to show it at Celebration. But he loves Star Wars, I think, and he doesn't know if it's me until I do, "Where's Daddy? Where's Daddy?" Because when I'm in the mask, he instantly starts smiling, and he knows it's me, because we do that so much at home. "Where's Daddy? Where's Daddy?" He loves it. You guys love it, so he loves it. It's so great.
Yeah, that kid's gonna be really messed up.
I'm not gonna tell him what I do. He's gonna be like 5. "Daddy, did you ever do those Star Wars things?" And no, it wasn't me. That's someone else.
It's your other dad.
It's your other dad. No, I don't know. That's gonna be hard. Okay.
So you talked about being a bit like Peter Parker. Is being like under the radar famous kind of fun, or do you kind of wish you were recognized on the street a little more like your co-stars?
I don't know. That's interesting. I'm enjoying it now while things are the way they are. I'm loving the fact that no one really recognizes me outside of you guys. That's kind of the best way, I think, to be. But I'm also, I've been recognized as a tall person so much in my life that I think I'm ready for, if it ever goes to when I start in my next film with Dwayne Johnson, I'm ready to take the fame as well. I mean, I don't know.
Try it on, see if it fits.
Exactly. I'm ready, coach. Yeah, I think it's great. It's great for now. I get to act in a big franchise, but not get recognized. So pretty amazing. But also, I'm not saying that because I don't want to become famous, because that's what you need to do if you want to get a career in acting, is to become a little bit famous. So I'm not saying no to that either. I'm just saying, like, right now it's pretty amazing. I've talked too much. I see it in your eyes, guys. I'm going to refresh your eyes and ears. That's where you hear it. You know it. I know it. Let's just keep going.
He knows it too. All right. Kudos for making Chewie the just badass that he is. I wanted to know, how much input did you get to make him more physical? Because Peter obviously had some limitations physically, and you jump into Force Awakens, you're hopping gates, you are busting heads, and then Solo, you just went completely Wookiee crazy. So how much of that is like your input? You're like, hey, I want to make this guy a real Wookiee. How much of that was your input?
No, it was the guy. It was for Solo. It was the wonderful stunt coordinator, Brad Allen, who's worked with Jackie Chan and has done so many. He and his team, they had a vision for this movie, and the fight scenes are incredible in that film. But also, I wanted to bring Chewbacca, like, show a side of Chewie that we haven't seen before. One that's like, yeah, more like LeBron James, destroy you kind of Chewbacca. And for example, when Chewbacca goes to Carrie, when I went to Carrie, Donald Glover and the robot, why did I forget the name of the robot right now? L3. When L3 gets shot and Donald Glover is there, and I run to him, even Ron Howard said he wished the set was longer so we could have more of Chewbacca's run. Because I wanted to show, like, Chewbacca just run, Forrest, run. Runs there, and picks them up. That was one heavy thing to pick up, though. I mean, the robot weighed so many pounds, and then Donald wasn't easy to lift as well. I've had to carry two of my co-stars in these movies, John Boyega, Donald Glover. I mean, hey, that's why you work out.
So I'm really disappointed no one else asked this question.
Me too.
Shower scene with Han Solo.
Oh, yeah.
And how was the mud in the mud wrestling pit? I mean, that must have been miserable, that suit.
Well, it's good that we got to wash that mud off in the shower. And it's good that scene was short. You don't want to extend that. But the mud was just, it wouldn't come off. It was all over the set. We had a small set of like 20 yards by 20 yards. I don't know how long it was. Actually, it was the size of this room, I think. Okay? So, but the sound stage was filled with these particles from the dried mud that they used, and I think it was some sort of like a food, like a milk protein, thing that they used in shakes, and then some kind of some kind of rubber and all kinds of, it was nasty. And to swim in that for 2 weeks that we did was just unbearable. To think, because it was so inhumane, we loved it. And we started shooting with that scene. We started the film. And I didn't know that it was going to destroy all the clothes that you left there for the day when you were shooting. You come in with a set of clothes and then you get into the Chewbacca suit, okay? So all of that needed to be thrown out because the particles in the air would seep into the clothing. And I had rubber boots, which I took home. And they look like they've been used brand new, but now they look like I was fighting World War II. And it's like it won't come off, that mud. And one Canada Goose jacket I was wearing, completely, irreparably muddified. So, yeah. Did that answer the question?
I think you did, yes.
Wonderful.
And will they give me the wrap up?
R2D2 had a question. Oh, wait, that's not R2.
No, he's
R4. Sorry. Okay, R4. Everyone knows it's R4.
Anyway, it's so it's great to have you here. Great to have you in Salt Lake City. Love to have you here. We love our Star Wars here in Salt Lake City.
It's been great, and I can see that you guys love Star Wars. I can see that you love the Finnish people. I mean,